Parliament is set to hold its annual week where the public will access the precincts and engage with members of Parliament. The Parliament Week will be held from 21st to 27th January 2018 under the theme, Parliament, the Voice of the People.
Most people have limited access to Parliament. And yet Parliament is a people's institution. So we, the Commission and the management, decided to have 1 week in a year where Parliament is open to the public. Open in the sense that people can come in, some come and tour and see what is in Parliament. There's a lot of history here in Parliament. People can come in, walk in, but also learn a lot.
The event will kick off with a fundraising walk, which will be flagged off by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga. The proceeds of the walk will go towards the establishment of a community rehabilitation center for persons with albinism. It is expected to serve as a one-stop center where persons with albinism will be empowered through skills improvement, rehabilitation, and civic education.
We will start with the charity walk. And we're also aware that no matter what government can do, there will always be no enough resources for government to do everything. And therefore, other stakeholders come in. So as Parliament, we invite other stakeholders we deal with. We identify a cause. We ask that we fundraise for that cause, and then something is done. We also started a fundraising for construction of a center for people living with albinism. I think this year we should continue because it's a 5-year project. It's a lot of money. We will be calling upon stakeholders to come in and help us.
I would like to send a team to Kenya to study how the government has established that center and see whether it can inform our plans for the one-stop facility here, but also to inform the government that there are things we have not yet done about this community.
We think as Parliament we can partner with our fellow stakeholders, corporates, to help the people with albinism to have a one-stop center where they can have vocational skills, where they can have health care, because their health care is specialized. It's a commitment at Parliament, so we shall be doing fundraising for them.
One of the protective gears that we really lack as persons living with albinism is skin sunscreen. To us, having a sunscreen is a need, not a necessity. And I thank you, Honorable Speaker. You're a woman of your word. In 2015, when she graced her occasion, the very first International Albinism Day, she wrote in her book, "I will help you." I want to thank you again. She's a woman of her word.
As Parliament, there are questions we need to ask. As a government, there are questions we need to ask. From the time a child is born with albinism, with that condition, what policies do we have in place to work with this child from day one of birth in that condition? What laws do we have in place to work with this child from day one of that birth? How much money have we set aside to throw at this problem from day one of the birth of this child? That is the question we need to give answers to. We need to review policies, we need to review the laws, and we need to look at our budget and see how we can allocate some resources to deal with this particular situation.
A multi-denominational Thanksgiving service will also be held as part of the activities to launch the Parliament Week. During the service, funds contributed as part of offertory will be dedicated to the fundraising drive for the Albino Community Rehabilitation Center.
We call upon all the religious leaders in the country to come to Parliament and have breakfast with the Speaker and also have prayer, because the motto of the country is for God and my country. So God is very central in what we do as Parliament. So that Monday we dedicate it to morning prayer, and also the launch of the exhibition by various departments.
There will also be a session with civil society aimed at evaluating the performance of Parliament so as to make the institution better.
There is a lot to do with Parliament and what it does. How does it do it better? Is it doing better or not? Why is it not doing better? How can it be made to do better? So we have civil society engagement. We invite the civil society to come, and the theme this year is Parliament, the voice of the people. So we want to hear. Parliament needs to hear, and the public needs to hear from Parliament. Is Parliament the voice of the people? To what extent has it lived so? If it is not, what could be the problem? How best can it be addressed? And the targeted stakeholders here are mainly people in civil society and in the academia, whom we think have special knowledge about these matters.
Members of the public will further have an opportunity to hold a debate in the parliamentary chambers. The public will constitute the parliament with representatives from the ruling party, the opposition, and independents. Obere says that the members will be expected to choose a motion, debate it, and make resolutions.
People are talking about Parliament, they call it of MPs, they debate who is chairing what. So we have a day, we open it to the public to come and occupy the chamber, parliamentary chamber. The public has to constitute itself into those in government, those in opposition, and the independents. Then in the afternoon, select a topic, they choose a motion. They move a motion on their own and debate it. Debate it, make the resolutions. Last year's motion was produced by the Hansard and handed to the Speaker, and the Speaker is taking action on the resolutions made by the public Parliament.
During the Parliament Week, the public will also be able to meet their MPs and interact with them. Similarly, various departments in Parliament will have a chance to educate the public about their roles.
A session for members asking their MPs questions, one-on-one. You know, some MPs may be from far, but they are people here working in Kampala. They can come and interact with a member of Parliament to find out what's going on in the constituency. And the member also can tell them what he expects of them to do in the constituency. And the public asks questions to members of staff on what they do, how they do it. And the members of staff and Parliament generally gets feedback from the public raw. That informs the way things will be handled.
Additionally, there will be a corporate social responsibility drive aimed at greening Uganda by planting trees at selected areas in the country as one of the ways to fight desertification and also set an example for the community. Last year, the event attracted an estimated 3,000 members of the public. Last year's fundraising proceeds were channeled towards provision of reusable sanitary pads to schoolgirls in northern Uganda.
But I'm delighted to announce a pledge of 1,000 packages of social reusable sanitary pads to support the girls in northern Uganda. And we have been told that if we buy 2,000, they will give us another 2,000 packages. We've chosen a number of schools in northern Uganda where we shall support the young girls, and this will also continue. So I want you also to support this cause so that our young girls can sit, including doing exams when they have menstruation, because sometimes they cannot go to school during that time.